Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for May 22nd. May 22nd is the 142nd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 143rd in leap years, with 223 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is taciturn. Taciturn is an adjective that means temperamentally disinclined to talk. Synonyms might include tight-lipped, reticent, closed-mouthed, or aloof, basically a fancy word for someone who doesn't talk much. A couple of example sentences might be, the taciturn old man sat by the window watching the world go by while he sipped his coffee. Or, while Genevieve's co-workers found her taciturn, her written communication skills were highly regarded in the office. The word taciturn comes to us from French, Middle French before that, and Latin before that. First known use of the word taciturn is 1734. Taciturn. And with that, we've mentioned Edmund Halley and the comet bearing his name before. Edmund Halley was an English astronomer, mathematician, and physicist who lived from the middle of the 1600s to the middle of the 1700s, and in studying the records of the appearance of historical comets, correctly concluded that there were three in particular that were actually the same comet. He then went on to predict when it would return. While he had passed away before it came back, he was correct, and that comet has come to be called Halley's Comet since then, or Comet Halley. We mention this today because the 14th perihelion passage of Halley's Comet was noted on May 22nd in the year 760. The Trevi Fountain was officially completed and inaugurated in Rome on May 22nd, 1762. Isn't that beautiful? It was designed by Italian architect Nicola Salvi and completed by Giuseppe Panini. Fashioned in the Baroque style, it's one of the most famous fountains in the world. Its name comes from the Latin word trivium, which means a place where three streets meet. My understanding is that this was the traditional intersection of three aqueducts that supplied water to Rome through the aqueduct channels. It's a tradition to toss coins into the fountain, throwing with the right hand over the left shoulder. In fact, this was a theme of a 1954 movie, Three Coins in the Fountain, along with the Academy Award-winning theme song for that movie. The fountain has also been featured in several other films. By the way, thousands of euros worth of coins are thrown into the fountain every day, and yes, it is illegal to steal coins from the fountain once they are there. Now, before we get on to the song of the day, let me say that I'll include a link to a previous episode for May 22nd in case you'd like to see what I talked about in that one. Today's song is Ticket to Ride by the Beatles. Credited to the Lennon-McCartney writing team, Ticket to Ride was issued as a single in April of 1965 and became the Beatles' seventh consecutive #1 hit in the United Kingdom and third consecutive #1 hit in the United States. Included on the 1965 album Help, Ticket to Ride was said to be psychologically deeper than anything the Beatles had recorded up to this point. Ticket to Ride is one of those songs that has been much discussed as to whether it might have some deep alternative meaning other than just the words we hear in the song. We're not going to get into any of that right here, though. Let's just enjoy the song at face value. It's been covered by several artists, and one in particular that I'll mention is one by the Carpenters, although there are quite a number of covers of Ticket to Ride. Ticket to Ride hit #1 on May 22nd, 1965. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoyed this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Getter. All those links in the description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Do not disturb.
Okay, I turned Do Not Disturb on.
Good job. Third time better be a charm. There's no "the" there. One more time. Attracting. Just read the whole thing over. Are you making some sound? Get on out of here. And we're gonna edit that out. Don't alienate people who can be helpful to you. Flinging happiness all over the place. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.